So we're going to move to the other half of 133. We're going to see Kysen Terukina. Terukina in the gray singlet, senior from Hawaii. Started much of last season at 125 pounds for the Iowa State Cyclones, three-time NCAA qualifier. So you've seen Terukina many times. He's wrestling Blake Gioimo. Gioimo is a redshirt freshman out of Cedar Rapids Prairie High School. Gioimo was a redshirt last year, so he wrestled to an 8-4 record with 5 bonus point victories. So got some good experience. Went home to, he was one of the handful of Cyclones who wrestled down at the Soldiers Salute in Coralville over the holidays, and went 2-2 down there. Got a chance to wrestle in front of, I'm sure, a lot of home fans, being from Ely, Iowa, just up the road. So Gioimo was a 3-time high school state medalist, 2-time finalist, posted 110 and 11 record over his last 3 seasons in high school. So comes in with great credentials. Of course, many times you don't get to see these guys wrestle a lot when they're taking their redshirt year. Sometimes with the new NCAA rule last year that allows redshirts to have up to 5 matches, countable matches. We got to see a lot more of some of them than we normally would, but for the most part, you're wrestling a lot of open tournaments and what have you. I'd heard for a long time that Terukina was potentially going to go up to 133 this year. I think it's just a weight thing, and as opposed to a choice thing, but I never really got it confirmed until we just recently. Or until they put the Wrestle-Offs out, and then I guess that told everybody what was happening. But now we're seeing them out on the mat. So 3-1 the score. Just under a minute left in the first period. Terukina, had just an up-and-down season last year. He started off, with a flurry at when we wrestled Wisconsin up at Humboldt, named outstanding wrestler that day, beat Eric Barnett from Wisconsin, returning All-American. Just thinking, boy, if he wrestles like that all season, we're going to see it. But he got dinged up a little bit, had a few other issues, and the season never really materialized like he wanted. He was in all the matches. He was in matches with some really, really top wrestlers. He just always kind of fell a point or two short. And that's not to say that he did not have a good season. I don't want to make it sound like that at all, because he was an NCAA qualifier. He had a 14-10 record last year, had 5 bonus point victories. So still a strong part of that Cyclone team. I just don't think, I think if we ask him right now, he'd tell us that he didn't have the season that he would have liked to have had. So going into the second period, 3-1. And now 4-1 in favor of Terukina. Very nice. But just can't finish. And that might be the knock, if you have one. That seen a lot of good takedowns and just not quite the finish there. Gioimo's going to have to get some offense here if he wants to get back in this match. Got a lot of time left. So as I stated before, the finals of the Wrestle-Offs, or the final session, if you will, of the Wrestle-Offs, because I think there may be more matches than just the final match in each weight, are going to be held on Saturday, November 2nd. November 2nd, for each final, there'll be best 2 out of 3 matches. I think that stems from last year. Nice shot, nice reshot. And rolls him through. Will Terukina come out on top? We'll see. He's got to hook a leg. Not yet. Nothing yet. All right. And there's a takedown. So 7-1 now with 21 seconds left in the second period. So in that November 2nd bout, or in that November 2nd finals of the Wrestle-Offs, it'll be best 2 out of 3. And as I started to say that, I think that stems from last year's Wrestle-Offs. We had a couple of matches that were really, really close. And so when they ended that close, I think, it just bears out that 2 out of 3 would be a better way to make that decision than one match. So that'll be exciting. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to see there will be matches between individuals that if they both could be in the starting lineup, like we have down at NAI, where a lot of times you can have more than one competitor from the same team in a weight class, I think you'd see them both ranked very highly. That's just how deep this team is this year. So we've got the Wrestle-Offs on November 2nd, and then just shortly, or not even a week later, on Friday, November 8th, the season starts. And we start right here in Hilton Coliseum at 7 p.m. against Stanford. Stanford, a team now in the ACC. I think that's really hard to say that Stanford's in the ACC, but they are. Stanford, a team in the ACC that's got a good, solid young team. Did quite well at the NCAA tournament for as young a team as they had. That'll be a tough one to start the season. So certainly if you get the opportunity, if you haven't bought your season ticket yet, get on it because you're going to see some really good meets in Hilton Coliseum this year, starting off with that Stanford meet on November 8th. Minute and 19 seconds left in the third period, and optional start. Terukina pushes him away. Gioimo tries to turn and grab an ankle, but to no avail. He does get the one for the escape. 7-3 now. And almost in the danger position, but only a 1 count. And now he's in the danger position and not quite. Just 2 count on that. Not quite enough. And grabs the ankle. Terukina's kind of in a bad spot right now because if Gioimo hangs onto that ankle, there's not a lot you can do. And I think we'll see a stalemate here pretty quickly. Unless he can turn him into danger. "19 seconds left in the match. Terukina just needs to hang there. 7-3 lead. And as time winds down to the last 5 seconds or so, comes around, but no. Neutral and no takedown, so 7-3, 8-3 with riding time. Kysen Terukina wins at 133 pounds. So Terukina and Frost on November 2nd. That'll be a good match. So I tell you what, 4 matches in, and I don't think anybody can be sad about what we've seen. A lot of great action. 125 was all about the freshman, Osmani Diversant, Adrian Meza. 133 was all about the experience, Evan Frost and Kysen Terukina.